What's up, Run 50 States My Way? It's Ashley Ryan +2 with our new babies, which is why we haven't done a lot of videos lately and why it's taking me so long to upload videos from our South Dakota trip, which was actually last year. This is our very first mini runcation, and we are in Frankfort, Kentucky, where we will run for bourbon. We're in town for the July 4th Buffalo Trace 5K. We're really excited to bring it to you. Like, subscribe, and comment down below if you've ever been to Frankfort, Kentucky. We're going to show you around, see what's to see, and most importantly, have some bourbon and a 5K. Part of downtown Frankfort. Ryan and I just had breakfast over at the Kentucky Coffee Tree Cafe, which is right across from the old state house. There's actually two state houses in Frankfort. This is the old state house, which from what I hear, weather contingent, tomorrow for the 4th of July, they're actually going to have some activities out here. So we're hoping to actually come back and check it out. Another interesting thing about downtown Frankfort, it is really a small old town capital. It's the capital of Kentucky, and you'll notice that the train actually runs right down the center of, I believe this is Main Street, which is just weird and bizarre to me. But it's something kind of cool that, you know, old town, old buildings, and you can just see, you know, the town was essentially built around the train tracks. Across the street here, where the truck is an Italian restaurant. We might try that. Who knows? Don't have a whole lot of plans. This is one runcation where we are just kind of winging it. First runcation with babies. Here's a perfect view of the old Capitol building right here. Absolutely beautiful, just scenery. Hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow, because it would be really nice to come out here and just kind of chill. Old state capitol. Lots of bridges in Frankfort. This one right here is the Frankfort Singing Bridge for the noise that it makes when the cars cross over it. You can walk around Frankfort. It's a rainy day. You can see this is just an old town. Like it's really surprising that this is a state capital. It's got the historic district, but really the whole thing is a historic district. Frankfort's got several really nice restaurants, one of which we ate at for lunch today, Bourbon on Main. Overlooks the river. Be advised that it is not wheelchair accessible. Food was very good. Drinks were fabulous. But to eat in the main dining room, you have to go up a flight of stairs, and you do have to be able to step up. We were able to get the stroller in just fine. Another place is an ice cream shop named Hoggy's, which was delicious for a little afternoon treat. Ryan got cookies and cream ice cream with hot fudge and Reese's peanut butter cup. So we got a nice little sundae. Why I liked it, they had Dole Whip, and today's flavor was cherry and lime, and I got it swirled. We also ate lunch yesterday at the Main Street Diner, and their house burger was something that was really unique. It is 2 grilled cheese sandwiches as the bun of the burger. It was absolutely delicious. And then we showed you already the coffee shop that we stopped at and had breakfast sandwiches right across from the old Capitol building. So really nice. The first time that we came here, we ate at the one pizza place, which was delicious. The only regret is there's supposed to be this really good artisanal bread shop in downtown Frankfort, very close to where we were staying actually at our Airbnb by Rebecca Ruth's, but they were closed for the week for the 4th of July. So I mentioned Hoggy's. Here's Hoggy's right here, right on the corner. There's lots of art and murals to just walk around and see. Over there you see historic Frankfort. Nice little brick street. Really a nice place to just come and walk around and see for a state capital. We are here to pick up our packets on July 3rd for the July 4th Great Buffalo Chase 5K. This will be the baby's first 5K, so we're hoping that it doesn't rain and that it's not as hot as it is today currently. It's really, really hot here in Frankfort. Please note that when visiting Buffalo Trace Distillery, you do have to show your driver's license and get an arm band, and that will get you onto the grounds, into the gift shop. And what's really nice about Buffalo Trace is that distillery tours here are free, as well as tastings. So it's really a nice distillery to come to, and it is the oldest distillery that's been like the most like active or open in the country. So Prohibition did not destroy Buffalo Trace, and it is a historical landmark. Sign telling us where to go. Over there's the gift shop, and that's probably one of the tours. It's going to be really great tomorrow to be able to explore the distillery grounds for the 5K. Looks like registration and packet pickup are right here. We're going to see if we can navigate this building with a stroller. So it looks like over here there is a handicap accessible ramp and maybe a door over here. Okay, so around the bend in the building was up a hill, and now it looks like we can go in this way. All right, packet pickup, volunteers, and shirts. This would be the perfect spot for a wedding. Once we found the door, packet pickup was real simple, and now we're going to go explore a little bit of Frankfort. Now, all visitors that come to Buffalo Trace, like I said, you have to go through this building right here, get your driver's license scanned, and get a wristband. That's even to go into the gift shop. All tours are free and all tastings are free, but everything starts here at this building right by the parking lot, and that's where everybody gets checked in. One of the fun things to see and do in Frankfort as the capital of Kentucky is, of course, the Capitol. This is probably one of the capitals we've been to and seen. One of my favorites. It's a small town, so it's really nice to just walk and do things in. But the Capitol grounds in Frankfort is just gorgeous to walk around in. The Capitol building actually kind of looks like a mini version of the United States Capitol building. And I got to give it credit to the governor of Kentucky, because he gets to be kind of like a little White House. Check this out. This is the Kentucky's executive mansion. This is the state's second governor's residence, Governor James McCreary. And I think that this is actually where each governor lives when they're the governor of Kentucky. Put a comment down below if that's actual fact, because Brashear, if you live here, kudos to you. You know, step up to the White House, dude. Beautiful. And literally, all he'd have to do was walk across the street to get to work every day, because here's the Capitol building. Check this out. It's just really sad that the dome part looks like it's under reconstruction or refurbishment, because the last time that we were here, it was a sight to see. Another thing I like about just how this is laid out are these steps up and the drive up on Capitol Drive. So straight ahead over the bridge is actually where downtown Frankfort is. So the river separates the Capitol area from downtown. The old Capitol is on the other side in more of the historic district. if you're here for the 4th of July. I didn't take the camera out last night to show the fireworks, but we'll go ahead and put some video that we took. They actually light the fireworks off from behind the Capitol. So you can go to Capitol View Park to see the fireworks with the Capitol from higher up, because we're in a valley. Or what we did, we came to the Capitol grounds with a whole lot of people, and you basically sit on top of the parking garage, and the fireworks are right on top of you. It was incredible to see for the 4th of July, and really a fun way to experience it. Again, it's just a really beautiful place to take a walk or a run. This wasn't here the last time we were here, because it's the Kentucky COVID Memorial. Wow. Last time we were here was actually in December during COVID. QR code to hear more about it. United we stand, divided we fall. This is beautiful. One of my favorite things to see here at the Capitol grounds, especially because they changed the flowers, is this clock. So it's a fountain, and it is a working clock, completely with flowers. Right, we are inside the Capitol. We came in through the handicap entrance, which we'll show on the way out. Right in the center of this beautiful rotunda. Look at this. Wow, the architecture is stunning. Is a statue of President Lincoln, and for those who don't know, President Lincoln was actually from Kentucky. Everybody thinks Illinois, but that's where he moved to. He was from Kentucky, and we'll actually put a link to the video from when we went to his home site that is also in Kentucky. Perfect backdrop here for when the governor wants to give speeches. Stained glass windows. Oh my gosh, just gorgeous. So this is real neat. Right through the rotunda is the office of the governor. So cool. Baby's first trip to the Capitol. So upstairs is all modern. Down here it's definitely circa like 1950s. Kind of feels like an insane asylum. Not gonna lie, like haunted house. But you come down these really amazing gold elevators, and the security guard up here where you check in told us that down here, because there weren't cars when this was built, this was all the horse stables and carriage house underneath the Capitol. So it's kind of cool. What's really cool about Frankfort, and I didn't even know this, is that on top of this really cool cemetery and hill is the gravesite of legendary history figure Daniel Boone. So let's go check it out. Born 1734, died 1820. Daniel Boone entered eastern Kentucky in 1767, explored bluegrass region from 1769 to 1771. He guided the Transylvania Company, blazed wilderness trails, built Fort Boone Borough in 1775, directed defense of the fort in 1778, immigrated to Missouri in 1799, and reinterred with wife Rebecca in Frankfort Cemetery 1845. So again, the gravesite and the history piece is cool. And this cemetery is absolutely gorgeous. But why it's worth coming up here, honestly, Run 50 States My Way, is the view. Wow. So we've got the Kentucky River down here, and that's the state capitol building that looks like the dome is under reconstruction or refurbishment. And then right down there, you can see downtown Frankfort. It's kind of split in half by the river. So there's that section and then that section over there. Worth coming up here for sure. If you are disabled, be mindful that to get to Daniel Boone's grave, you do have to go down several steps, but you could kind of go down this grassy area, but it is not handicapped accessible. Knowing that this is a place where a lot of visitors like to come and visit, the cemetery has been really helpful, and there are Daniel Boone arrow markers that get you up to the top of the hill, making it really easy to find. Right in downtown Frankfort, literally within walking distance of the state capitol building. It's right here. It talks about the inventor of the Bourbon Ball, a world famous confection, and the mint Kentucky colonel. Her business savvy saw the company through a factory fire, the Great Depression, and sugar rationing during World War II. She remained active in the business until 1964. This itty bitty little house here. They do tours, but most importantly, they have a nice little shop where you can get the famous Bourbon Balls. All right, here she is herself. This is Ruth. So it's not one person, it's actually two women, Rebecca and Ruth. And they're the ones, again, that invented the Bourbon Balls, and this is their candy shop. Most distilleries have different candies that they make with bourbon, and we found out that Rebecca Ruth is actually the creator of the Bourbon Ball. And what's nice is that they have Evan Williams Bourbon Balls and Buffalo Trace Bourbon Balls, and what I understand is that they make both. So all of the Bourbon Balls you get at Buffalo Trace actually came from Rebecca Ruth. And again, this is where Bourbon Balls were invented. Nice little candy shop. We're gonna pick some stuff up, check things out. Peanut brittle made with bourbon. Evan Williams barbecue sauce. Local honey. Mint and julep mix. Ooh, some homemade fudge. Alright, so like I said, Evan Williams, Buffalo Trace, Maker's Mark, and Jim Beam, all of those Bourbon Balls come from Rebecca Ruth. What's really nice is they sell the boo-boos, which is a better value. So for $25, you can get a 1 pound bag of Bourbon Balls that are the mess-ups. They also sell them individually, but it's nice, especially when it's 100 degrees outside. They sell them already cold. But this is why you should always come down to Kentucky with a cooler and an ice pack. Because if you buy Bourbon Balls when it's 95 degrees outside, if you don't eat them right away, you're not going to have Bourbon Balls no more. Case in point, Rebecca Ruth actually sells coolers. So for $20, you can get a little cooler, and for $50, you can get a big cooler to make sure that your Bourbon Balls get home safely. It's actually not a bad idea. They do tours of the factory. We're not going to do tours because of having the babies, but what's really nice, they have this little area back here that talks about the history of chocolate, and even have some different artifacts in here. Looking at cacao beans, classic arcade games, different chocolate making and candy making products. They have been in business for, I think, over 100 years now. And they did say that their house Bourbon Ball is made with Evan Williams. If you want the ones that are made with Buffalo Trace bourbon, you can go to the Buffalo Trace Distillery to have your free sample there with your bourbon tasting, or you can come here and buy them. So all great things, and we did get a nice little assortment, and I'll show you that when we get back to the house, but I don't want it to melt, so we gotta go. Candies from Rebecca Ruth. Bourbon Balls, Bourbon Creams, Bourbon Coffee Creams, and Bourbon Cherry Cordials. Having never had a cherry cordial before, I think that's the one I'm going to try. Wow, is that good. A burst of flavor. I just took it out of the refrigerator, so it's really cold. Delicious. Nicely done, Rebecca Ruth. Welcome to Buffalo Trace Distillery for the Great Buffalo Chase 5K. It's my first race coming back from delivering twins. The twins are with us. It's their first 5K. We're really excited. Let's go check out the behind the scenes at the distillery on this 5K race. 5K, here we go. With babies on board. Let's get that bourbon and chase that buffalo.
2, 1.
Here's the daddy.
Hi, everybody. Watch, honey.
And on our mark, get set, big bump, woohoo! Yay! Families that run together.
Hi, everybody.
Woo. Whew. This is the best way to spend the 4th of July. If we were in Hollywood, we would call this the backlot tour. And I gotta say, as somebody who's gonna be walking in this very humid Kentucky heat today because of the stroller, it's not a running stroller yet. They have not graduated to that. Babies are only 4 months old, so we can't put them in their fancy jogger yet. But pushing this stroller, I'm happy to see that there's so many people walking. This is definitely a walking friendly event. It caps at 750 people. First time I did it was during COVID when they opened it up as a fundraiser virtually, because what this event does locally is it helps to fund the local VFW, which helps to put on the fireworks tonight over the capital of Kentucky in Frankfort. Stay left, going through the rack houses. So this is one of the places you can have lunch at Buffalo Trace. It's the Firehouse. We ate there yesterday, and we'll go ahead and put a picture of what we had. It was a nice little barbecue place. We actually got burgoo for lunch to have after the race that we took home. We got pulled pork and barbecue brisket sandwiches yesterday. It was delicious. I can't remember the significance of the barrel in the pillar. I know it's important. You have to come and take the tour to find out. Yeah, it turned out she's just too much going on. Like, oh, I don't hear it. Really? Right. We're going through this really nice like canopy back road, and we have the golf cart decked out in flags, which means that the lead runner is coming up. I'm showing 10 minutes and 58 seconds, and we're not even at a mile. Look at them go, dang. Woo! I feel like I'm in Boston. Like, dang, they were booking. I am at 0.67, so not even 3/4 of a mile. 11 minutes, and there goes number 4. Holy moly, they are fast. The bottle caps. Okay, we just hit a mile, and I want to say go us.
Lap
I
1,
haven't done
17:11.
under like 19-minute mile walking since before the babies were born. Fastest I've been is like 19 minutes with the stroller, and we just did 17 minutes for this first mile. My watch is showing a nice 16-minute pace, so whew, we'll take it. Lots of runners are coming through, and I gotta say, this is a really nice course. So for those who don't drink bourbon, these big brick warehouse-looking buildings are called rack houses. They are very important because that is where the bourbon in the barrels age. Different rack houses, different bourbons, different temperatures, different floors. It's all chemistry. Didn't do very good in that class in school, so I could never be a master distiller. But that's the trick. It's all chemistry. Got a nice little water stop here, and we are going to stop and get a drink. Little Miss finally fell asleep. She was up the whole first mile, way past her nap time. And little dude is starting to fidget and wake up, so we gave him a cold rag to play with. We do have fans for both of them because it is hot. Nice little split. So here's that water stop that we just showed a few minutes ago with those tankers. We literally just went behind it and made a little loop. All right, we've done a little loop coming back through the start. We are at 1.5, just past the water stop. What's really cool about these up here, these like little conveyor belts take the barrels that are super heavy and can't be moved, using like gravity essentially and rolling to get them from barrel filling to the rack houses. It's such a cool process, and it's really fun to be here when they're actually rolling the barrels down. Heading past the big barrel. Such a tease. There's the finish. But we're not done yet. All right, we are at 1.79, and we are coming into a second water stop, which is really nice. Got a nice little breeze coming. Thank you, volunteers. Another nice little turn. We've definitely slowed down our pace and hoping that a little line of storms that they were projecting to come through right around 9 o'clock, that we finish A, before it, and B, that it breaks apart and doesn't hit. Chillin'? I think that's the first time you've had any water. This is a workout. 2.73 home stretch. Oh, and little Miss just woke up. Hi, baby girl. Hi. You wake up? Hi. Almost there, guys. 4-month-old twins finishing with a 91-year-old. We want to be like him when we grow up. You're inspirational, sir. Woohoo! Heading into the finish. 15 years in the Air Force. Thank you for your service. My father was a Marine. My husband was in the Army. All right, here we go. Finishing our first 5K.
That guy has done so many races. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome.
91 years.
21 years young.
Woohoo! Strong finisher. All right, babies successfully survived their first 5K at the Buffalo Trace Distillery, Great Buffalo Chase. Whew, let's go get some water. After a really intense rainstorm and canceled 4th of July fun after an epic 5K, we got to see the fireworks over the Capitol. What a great first runcation with the babies. Great 5K, a little bourbon, and capped it off with some fireworks. Thanks for watching. Off to our next adventure, 1 mile at a time.